This is Bumping Into Walls, a show about living with vision loss, the challenges, the successes, and the day-to-day walls we all bump into.
Welcome to Bumping Into Walls. I'm Catherine McLeod coming to you from CJSW 90.9 FM. And with me today in studio is my co-host, Anthony Hodges. Welcome, Anthony.
Hey, Catherine, how are you?
I am just fine. And guess what? It is coming up on another one-year anniversary show.
Yay!
I don't know if it's yay or not. It has been a year and then some, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Oh, remember January?
We had everything ready to go, and then...
Well, actually, we had everything ready to go, and it looked like it was going to be a wonderful year, didn't it?
It did.
January was kind of cold and snowy, which was nice.
Yeah.
And we had the year planned. And there's that old thing of we plan and the universe kind of rolls with laughter, I think, doesn't it?
That's what he was doing, rolling with laughter at us, I think.
I think so, because we really thought that everything was going to be absolutely amazing, that this was going to be our year, that, I mean, we had pretty well everything worked out. We had amazing guests. We had, the next month, we had an amazing show planned. We had a guest coming in.
Yep.
We had a whole thing planned. And the first thing that happened was 3 days later, our guest was in the hospital and we were scrambling for another show to work out. And we thought, oh no, this is not looking good at all.
And then everything just piled on.
Yeah, and from then on, everything just seemed to be disaster.
But we turned lemons into lemonade, though.
Well, actually, no, we didn't. There was no lemonade to be had. Everything was frozen.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, March happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there was no lemonade to be had, Anthony. But anyway, that was, it was, I don't know. What a year. I mean, we started out with a great show in January, though. That was a lot of fun. That was a show about those different speakers that you could have.
The Alexas and the Google Home. Yeah.
Oh, no!
I think I set them all off.
I mean, it's supposed to be the E lady and the A lady
yeah,
and
I
all
wasn't
those
thinking,
ladies.
all those ladies all hanging out there.
No.
I think I set everybody's in the world off now.
Oh, no. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, man.
No. Oh, no.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, it isn't okay. It was Anthony, okay?
Blame me, everybody.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, but that was a fun show.
It was.
We did enjoy that.
Learned a lot from it, too.
I think so. There were actually a lot of people that said to us that show made far more sense to them, and they understood a lot more about their speakers or why to buy speakers and how speakers could be useful to them than a lot of other shows did.
And especially when they explained to us that you needed other specialized things to make your lights go. I didn't even know that. I just assumed you said speaker turn on light, but you need special light bulbs to do those things.
Or an insert into your socket.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that, because all you ever hear on TV and stuff is turn on lights, and it just does it.
Or that you need special appliances to make your microwave work, or your refrigerator.
Or your washer.
Yeah.
See, that was the cool thing about that show, right?
Yeah. Because all they ever do is say, oh, this will make your microwave work. And you're like, oh, how does that
And it costs more than you've expected it to cost. So that's,
yeah,
that's the beauty of that show.
Yeah. So.
And what was February about?
Oh, no. That was an interesting show. I think we'll kind of gloss over February a little bit. Anyone who's interested in February, go
check it out.
Yeah. And you can just do that. And then what was March? I'm trying to think what March was. Maybe maybe that was the repeat show.
Yeah,
That might have been the one.
that was.
That might have been the one where we had to replay
Yeah, it was.
the food show or something like
Which was a
that.
great show, by the way. It was.
Oh, that was actually one of my favorite shows. You know, the food show where we talked about what's in your kitchen was one of the inspirations for this whole program, because I will tell you that when we were discussing bumping into walls to begin with as a lifestyle show, as a reason for educating people about living with vision loss, both people who live with vision loss, people who are discovering that they're going to be living with vision loss, and people who know people with vision loss, or people who just wonder about living with vision loss. That was one of the things that happened. I was sitting on the bus one day, and Anthony knows this story, but I was sitting on the bus one day, and a lady on the other side of the bus just asked me out of the blue. She just said, "I don't want to be rude," she said, "but I've always wondered, how do blind people cook?" And that kind of blew me out of the way, but because I never even thought about it. I mean, I just cook.
Just do it.
But mind you, I have not always lived with vision loss. So when I started losing my eyesight, I just kept cooking and just adapted what I was doing to my vision loss. And I've learned sort of tricks along the way. So the show that we did was using some of these tricks and also some of the appliances that are available, and it's an interesting show, and it was very, very popular when we ran it the first time and when we ran it the second time, and I would invite you to give it a listen, because it is really interesting, and and some of the things that people with vision loss use are things that you can use as well. But it's basically cooking with four senses.
Yep.
You smell it, and you listen to it, and you taste it, and you hear it. But,
and you feel it with your spoon or fork as you're stirring it.
Well, not necessarily. You can actually touch it.
Yeah, you can.
Actually, professional chefs do this with steak, for instance. They press it with their finger to see, by pressure, to see how done it is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You didn't know that, eh?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't.
Yeah.
But that's,
That's what you do. You press it, and the doneness you can tell by how far down it sinks.
And of course, then there was Christopher Warner. Now, I was a big fan of Christopher.
Oh, that was later on in the year. Now,
Yes.
That was such a joy to do that. Now, you would not believe how many people, can you have him back on?
Yes.
We could do him every month of the year and people would be happy. But, Chris has a day job, so...
we couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. And so it can't be the Chris show, sorry.
But the cool thing was, what I thought was great about it, and I'd never really read kids' books. I got into this book when I listened to the book on Facebook Live. When we did the reading live, I listened to it, and I was enthralled by it myself.
I imagine that still exists on CNI, the main CNIB site. I think it was back in April, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, April 28th or something like that. But Christopher did a live event on his book, and so if you could do that, and if you speak French, there was actually a CNIB volunteer, I think, that did a reading on the French version of his book as well.
Now, the book was about a little guy who wanted a guide dog, and that's as far as I'll go with it.
And it's a wonderful book, and what's it, Tommy?
Tommy wants a guide dog.
Yeah, and so give the show a listen, and then there's information about how you can go online and buy the book.
And it's well worth it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some great illustrations in there from what I had been told, and
Mm-hmm.
it was
Actually funny illustrations. So.
Oh, there you go.
That
There
go
you-
with the story. And it's a Canadian book,
Yep.
which is wonderful. And some of the proceeds go to the Guide Dog Foundation.
that CNIB has.
Yeah, and so really it's wonderful. And there's a bit about guide dog etiquette, and it's a lovely book. So I would really invite you to check that episode out. That was back in June, I think. And what else did we do?
We had the Cookies Are Good show.
Oh, that was a fabulous show. Oh, I loved that one. And that was fabulous.
It has nothing to do with cookies as you'd think, folks.
Well, or unless you happen to be a computer geek.
Well, yes. If you're a computer geek,
There's lots of us.
lots
out
of
there.
us who know what cookies are, and they are good when they work.
Well, they generally do.
They
when,
do.
When wouldn't they work?
That's a good question. But we had
Only
Adam
when,
Watts
only when
on.
people turn them off.
Yes. Well, we had Adam Watts from Megawatts Creative, and he came in and
He was a fabulous
great.
guest. And he made computer technology and terminology very understandable. Unlike some people who talk geek talk, some people do it, and I'm left going, huh? What are you talking about?
I think most of us are, right? He just broke it down into very simple terms.
He didn't break it down. He just talked.
That's what I mean. He just was a regular person, and it went really well. It was a great show, and if you guys want to check that out, by all means, right?
Yeah, and it was just an ordinary conversation,
Yeah.
and he didn't use strings of long terminology or anything, and he didn't talk down to us.
No.
He was just a regular guy, and
Yeah.
and I mean, I've listened to some shows, and there are people, they just go on and on and on and on, and it's just, you're left with it. It's just, what did that guy say? And you're just so confused by the end of it.
Well, that's why cookies were good and are good.
Actually, that's actually that show title came from Adam, but he was so funny and just really wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great show to do. So if you guys want to check that out,
Yeah.
it's worth checking out.
Oh, definitely. And and also great explanations about how and why computer websites are accessible or not accessible.
Yeah, that was what I'd hoped we'd get out of that, and that's
Well,
what I.
So, yeah, you made that clear.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
But that's one of the things that Adam works on, is making accessible websites. And it's very important to him. And he also works in both iOS and Android, which was interesting. He doesn't have a bias towards either one of them, which was really nice. And we had a great discussion about the advantages of both of those.
Yeah, which is great. If you're looking to get a phone, you have something to work with now. You got some information to go off of.
Well, not just information, but also understanding about why you might want one or the other.
Yeah.
And also know that there are advantages to each of them, and there's nothing wrong with either one of them.
And that was the most important thing I got out of the show, is that you're right. There's nothing wrong with either of them. Whatever works for you, whatever,
Yeah, and if you feel comfortable with one, just use it.
you stay with it.
Fine. Or change to another one. It's fine. And don't let people say to you that you're wrong to choose one. It's okay. Or, some people like the old flip phones.
Well, that's true.
I know people that do. And actually, I loved my old flip phone. But then I discovered that if I wanted to do text messages, because I can't read a screen, I really had to go to a smartphone so I could get something to read to me.
Well, that's a good thing to realize. I mean, that's the fun part of doing this show. We get to find out all kinds of great information and bring in great guests. So we were trucking along until pandemic hit. And then we did a show about how the pandemic affects those with disabilities.
Now that was fun.
Yeah.
And the big toilet paper craze.
Yes.
Which I still don't really understand.
I don't understand that either, actually. And no, I wasn't in the shower when I talked to you that day.
No, you did the phone-in thing.
That's right. And it was a great, people have said to me that they liked how that sounded. So,
Well, I thought it was interesting to have one person on the phone who kind of illustrated that some people were staying home and isolating, and some people weren't. And also the thing is that people were like, how come the radio station's open? And it's like, well, because the radio station is considered to be an essential service.
Yeah.
And the university said that the radio station could stay open as long as it was sanitized. So that is what has been happening on a daily basis. And at the moment, we have little mic covers on our mics, and we've mentioned this before. So each of us has our own little mic cover, and when we leave, we'll take this mic cover off and tuck it away and put it on again the next time we use it.
Yeah.
Every public space in the radio station and in the building, we must wear a mask. Just everywhere in the university, just as with every other place in Calgary, every public space, we are required to wear a mask. And actually, I'm beginning to get used to it, I guess. It's for right now, it's the new normal. I feel a little bit sad because you can't see people smiling, or although actually I thought it was so funny. A few weeks ago, Rick and I were in the grocery store, and somebody said, "Oh, you look pretty today," and somebody said that to me. And Rick said, yeah. I kind of laughed, and I said, well, actually, it's easy to look pretty when 2/3 of your face is covered by a mask.
Well, that's true, right? That's kind of funny.
I thought it was hilarious. But, yeah, that's fine.
So we trucked on through the pandemic show.
Actually, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun to do.
And pointing out things that are different for those of us with disability that people don't understand. Like, for instance, when we went to the grocery store and the shelves were empty, for us, we can't just jump in a car and go to another store.
Nope. It takes a lot of planning to make any of that happen.
No, there was no planning. No, it's got nothing to do with planning. I mean, we simply can't do it.
No, we can't.
It's just like, okay.
Now what do I do, you're thinking, right?
Well, it wasn't, I mean, the thing is, like, for Rick and myself, we're never completely out of groceries. We always have some. But it was like, all right, I guess no milk. So that will have to wait. But it was more the shell shock of the employees of the grocery store. It's okay. There was literally nothing left on the shelf. And you've got to wonder what is going through people's minds that they're doing this, because it wasn't as if we were going to go through World War III or something.
No.
There was food in the supply chain. There was going to be food coming in. There was no necessity of this. And then the funny thing was that the warehouse stores, for instance, put up signs later saying that they were not going to take any returns on any of the things that people had overstocked on. Like, if you bought it, you can't return it. The grocery stores simply don't do that. Once it's out of their hands, they don't take returns. because they cannot resell it. So, that's the ridiculous thing about it.
Yeah. And the great thing about basically this pandemic is that we're trying out some new things. I mean, we have a lot more telephone guests now, and that's okay, right? That opens up some doors for us.
I don't know if it's okay or not. I kind of feel uncomfortable in some ways. I like the energy of having somebody in studio better.
So do I.
I don't really enjoy the phone thing. I mean, sometimes it's necessary, as when someone is long distance, and it's the same as when you have to talk to relatives and friends via Skype. Yeah. Skype is probably my least favorite media. So, I don't know, but it's so much nicer to have them in the room with you.
Oh, it is. So we finished through the pandemic. We finished that. Where did we go after that?
I guess, what did we do?
We did the wardrobe show, I think.
Well, no, that was quite a bit later. That was more during the summer. And
yeah, that was a great show to explain to people how you keep your wardrobe in order as a visually impaired person.
Well, there were lots of great tips with that.
Yeah, there were.
Actually, I had to edit that down so much that I'm considering running a longer version of that maybe next year, because there were so many good tips that I'd really like to do that. That was with Kathy Culhane from the CNIB.
We got lots of great friends at CNIB. So.
Yeah, we do. And then we did the new Tech Hub as well, which was another terrific show.
Yeah, it was.
Unfortunately, the CNIB is not completely open yet. So,
no.
Like with everything else going on.
I actually have it was explained to me how the CNIBs are working, and they have little numbers in the hallways that you can only have so many people in a hallway, so many people in this room. So it's quite different now than it used to be, but that's okay. That's what they have to do to keep safe.
Well, I think everything is by appointment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, that's like with here. I mean, there's only just so many people that are allowed in the building. So.
Yeah. So I kind of wonder, what do you see coming up in the next couple of months for us?
I don't know. Oh, remember, Tanya with the birds.
Yes, the birds and the cats. That one is yet to come.
Actually, no, as of this recording, Anthony, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Tanya with the birds is our most recent show. And that was wonderful, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because I don't know if I could do it, so I learned a lot from that.
Yeah, she was amazing. Yeah, that was so much fun to do. And, that one pretty well had to be on the phone because she was so busy with her birds.
Yeah, we couldn't just take her away from her birds, so
we couldn't bring the birds into the studio.
No, I think they would have probably made more noise than needed, so
yeah,
that was probably a good call that way. And we've got a lot of great new things coming up. Were there any other shows 3, 2, 1? Were there any other shows through the year that caught your attention that people may want to know about?
I think that's probably about all we did. I can't think of anything actually. What else did we do?
Donald Ray Johnson, I think.
Did we do him this year or last year?
Good question.
I think that was last November.
I think you're right. It all sort of flows together, everybody. Things just start flowing together. So
we're losing our minds.
We are. But I mean,
But I think you're all losing your minds too.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a great next year for us. And, keep tuned in. Check out some of the shows we've mentioned. And
well, and then we've got shows that are coming up. I know we're going to be doing one about bowling.
Yeah.
That will be interesting because that was one of the ones we were going to do this year, but ended up not being able to do.
That's right.
And
We might be bringing a gentleman back who talks about barber shopping.
oh, that is one of our most popular guests, and
Oh, yes.
people have been asking about bringing him back over and over again. So
He is coming back.
he will be coming back, and he's got a wonderful voice, and people just absolutely love him. So he will be coming back definitely. That will be. Now, as for what else?
We have a skateboard show coming up this summer.
Shouldn't be talking about that yet.
Not yet.
So 3, 2, 1. What we were hoping, actually, and unfortunately, nothing worked out with that. We had been hoping to do something about the Olympics, but of course, they got canceled anyway.
Yeah, so it didn't help.
Yeah. By the time we could do Olympics, it'll be time for the next Olympics, the Winter Olympics, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we're not the only ones suffering. There are others suffering as well. I think that's the Olympics probably. Imagine the whole country having done all that planning and expense, and then all of a sudden they say, we're calling off the Olympics.
That would just be a real drag.
Well, I think it's more than a drag, but can you imagine the Olympics being shut down?
Yeah.
I mean, but of course they had to do that during World War II, I think. So.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah. But anyway, the station here, for the foreseeable future, I guess that there will be no in-studio guests.
No.
I don't know when that's going to change. And when we come in, the building is finally open so that we can actually come in through the doors now. And when we come in, it is so quiet because there are hardly any people around.
No.
And it is so strange because normally when we come in, there are just hundreds of people down there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just bustling with activity. And we walk through the food court, and there's food on the grill.
Lots of things happening, yeah.
I think our time.
Yeah, it just went off.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. It's just bustling with activity. And so it's just very strange for us. So it's a whole new world out there. And for all of you as well. So anyway, that's it for us. And take care of yourselves and each other. And we will see you again. Thank you for listening throughout the year and today. And we'll talk to you again next month.
See you next month.